and we are going to do some animal art today. Did you know that animals can be artists? Go ahead and give me a reaction when you hear that animals can be artists too. No, you could just go down to where it says reactions, where that smiley emoji is. Maybe you're giving a surprise face, a thumbs up. Okay. OMG. Oh my goodness. They could be animals can be artists too. Well, we're going to explore that idea about how an animal could be an artist. And I see a couple of friends, they have that printout ready to go. Don't worry if you didn't have a moment to get that document printed out. It's not a problem. When we get to it, I'll give you a couple of hints and tricks as to how you too can make your jaguar. No worries at all. All right, so let's get off of this screen that I have in front of us, because I want to go through the materials that we are going to need for today. My mouse just decided all of a sudden to be a little sticky, a little shy mouse this morning. So yeah. So we'll get over here and get to our next slide, hopefully. There we go. So what are you going to need today?
We can't see what's on your screen.
Oh, no. Okay.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen, or are you switching to the camera?
All right. Well, let's see. I am going to just tell you what you need, and while I work this out with the screen sharing. If you have some Q-tips, that would be good. If you have some paint, like poster paint or finger paint, that would be good too. If you have the Jaguar paper printed out, that's good. If you just have a plain piece of paper too, that will come in handy. And a pencil or a marker to sketch out with. And
oh, it's up and running. Okay, so we can see
it's up and running. Okay, good. So now let me get back over to that other slide. Hopefully it will come back up. All right. So, it's just some really basic art things. And if you don't have any Q-tips, that's fine. You can use a little paintbrush. If you have a little paintbrush, you could even use your pinky when we get going with the art project. So what's really important, though, is to make sure that your space is really protected from any paint or markers that you might be using. So if you have some scrap paper, even newspaper, that will work too. All right. I am really not sure what is going on with my mouse. It's really.
If you can, Mrs. Alcott, just email me the presentation. I'll share, and that way you can concentrate on it, and we'll be able to work it out that way.
Okay, sounds good. So what I'm going to do while I email the presentation, I'm going to get us started with this animal artist. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and hopefully get over to There we go. Okay. So here is from the Elmwood Park Zoo. Now, this is from a couple of years ago. I believe this animal still lives at the zoo. I want you to check it out. It's a jaguar, and see how this jaguar ends up being an artist.
Yeah, still not sharing. I'll tell you what. This is
It's
what.
not sharing?
Yeah, not
Oh,
sure.
you know what? Maybe I know. Okay.
I'll tell you what. I got the video up, guys. I'm going to share the screen. This is what I want you to do. Put in chat if you can't see it. Miss Jamie will let me know. But let's see if we could get this going, because we could get to see a jaguar doing their own artwork. It's going to be kind of interesting. Can everyone see?
We can see, but no audio.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Zoo School Live. Today we
Good.
are going to have a very special live painting session with one of our budding artists here at the zoo, Miss Inca the Jaguar. To help us out, we have two of our keepers, Mel and Kate. They're going to help show us how they get Inca to paint, how they've trained her to participate in this voluntarily, and you might actually get a chance to own one of these Inca originals. If you stick around, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So, ladies, I'm going to turn it on over to you.
Do you want to start with the supplies? Absolutely. All right, so we're going to show you what we use to get this painting done. So Mel is going to be the pseudo painter. She paints Inca, who then paints a painting. So we'll show you how that's done in a little bit. But we picked out some colors today. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them on this makeshift palette. And then we have these canvases that we're going to put under the door. We have the string to be able to pull them back. And we're going to ask Inca to sit once her paws are painted, and she's going to handprint all these great paintings for you guys to see. So let's move her over so we can get her set up. So are you ready for me to move her? I am. All right, come on, Inca. Good girl. Here she comes. Hi. Door. All right. So Mel is going to set up shop kind of on the ground over here with her paintbrushes. And then I'm going to get this canvas ready. As you can see, Inca's already almost ready. She kind of just waits because she knows painting time means extra food time for her. So oftentimes when she sees the painting stuff come out, she just stands here and waits. So we're just going to set up some paints and then get started. And we'll see how many she wants to do today. Yes, you're doing great. We're almost ready. She's ready now. All right, so let's have her. Well, she's already going to stand up for me. Okay, Inca. Good job. And we're going to paint her paws. And Mel is very good at painting Inca's paws. So this behavior didn't start as a painting behavior. It actually started as a paw soother behavior. So jaguars can get dry and cracked pads in the wintertime, just like we can get dry and cracked hands. So we desensitize them to being touched on their pads so we can put ointment or any kind of salve on there to help them be a little less cracked and dry. And now I'm going to ask her to sit. Ready? Sit. Good job, Inca. All right, come on up. And we're getting some prints on there already, so good job. So we're just going to keep doing this for a little bit. She'll stay here pretty much all day. And as you can tell, this is voluntary, so she can leave at any time. But if you were here at the very beginning, you saw her getting excited and getting ready. So she likes being able to do this too. This is one of her favorite things, as well as mine. All right, Inca, ready? Sit. Nice. Good job. Okay, come back up. Great. I don't even remember how many paintings we've done over the years, but a lot of our paintings are usually for auction or donation items for conservation efforts. So we've done a couple of paintings that have given money to the Northern Jaguar Project and other conservation efforts. So she's just helping out her family out in the wild. All right, Inka, ready? Sit. Oh, that was a good job. This painting might be almost done.
And I know
So
you
how
guys want to
long
draw, so I'm
did
going
it
to
take
fast forward
roughly
just
to
a
kind of
little
get
bit.
her?
She knows how to open her mouth on command. She knows how to sit, lay down. Can you sit again? Good job, Inka. All right, come on up. She knows how to take shots voluntarily, so I can ask her to line up to the fence. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. This looks good.
Good job. She also knows how to give blood voluntarily, and she knows how to lay down and present all of her feet up against the mesh so we can check out those back feet too. Yeah, you ready? Good job.
So this is just while we're still working on painting with Inka, a reminder to anybody who's viewing today, if you have questions about this process, about Inka's training or her in general, you are welcome to put those in the comments.
Painting sessions. Let's see if we can get another good one here. I bet we can. Sometimes we get double stamps too, but we'll see. Can you sit? Oh, that was a really good one. Okay, you ready? Oh. Nice.
Do we try for one more?
I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Oh, that's beautiful. I like the multicolored print there. So do jaguars have unique footprints like humans have fingerprints?
That's a really good question. I bet they do, but I don't know if it's ever really been studied as much. So these guys, you can kind of tell the difference if Zian was standing next to her in the other stall. His pads, he has some like lighter spots, so you can kind of tell the difference if there's ever a picture of their feet next to each other. You can tell Zian's from Inka's, but I'm not sure if there's like, you know, an exact. Okay, we got a toe. Can you come out? Okay.
Yeah, I think she says this one's done.
Okay.
She didn't want to ruin it.
All right. Do you want to do the cardstock one
Yeah,
too?
let's do that.
Okay. So we've
We
got
did
some
get a
nice
question about Miss
Okay.
Inka. So how old is she, and was she born here at Elmwood Park Zoo, or did she come from somewhere else?
So Inka was born at the Woodland Park Zoo in Seattle, Washington. She was one of 3, and I think she's, I can't remember, she's 7 or 8. I just turned 8. She just turned 8, so I've been working with her for a little less than 7 years, and that's where I get confused. But she just turned 8.
I painted her birthday in Richmond this year,
She
so
did.
I know that it's 8.
Okay, well, thank God for that. So it's something different. It breaks up their day. They get fed for it, so that's good. So it's all very positive for them. So she really enjoys it, and it honestly just helps further solidify that behavior as I was talking about earlier. So this started as a medical need that we wanted to be able to put ointment on their feet if their pads got dry and cracked, and now we can just transfer this into painting. So being able to paint is just continuing to desensitize her to being touched on her pads, which helps us in the wintertime when we actually do need to maybe treat those paws.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop it here, just because I know you guys are ready to draw, you guys are ready to do art, but I wanted to ask some questions in chat. First and foremost, has anyone ever used your paws, your hands to make any sort of artwork? And if you have, what kind of artwork? I saw William said fingerprint. Anybody else? Has they used anything? What have you done? What have you drawn with your hands? You can put it in chat right there, because you did a fish. Okay. Any other animal? Turkeys. Yeah, that's the big one. And you made a cherry tree drawing a couple years ago, Jovi. That's awesome. And the paint is not toxic for the paws. So if you were listening to what they were doing, they were putting lotion on Inka's hands, kind of like how we put lotion on our hands when it gets cold. So what they did, they just mixed some color with it, so that way she could do a little bit of artwork. And, you know, cats, just like many of you when we had our show and tell, have pets at home, they like to have fun too, regardless of how big they happen to be. But as a reminder, don't try to pet a jaguar at the zoo. So with that being said, if there's other little questions about jaguars, you can put them in chat. I'll try to answer them in chat. But I know Mrs. Alcott has an awesome art lesson she's going to get into. So I'll try to answer some questions while we start doing some artwork.
Okay, thank you. So let's get started with this project so we have plenty of time to let our paint dry before we have our guest speaker come. So I'm going to try to swap my camera around to get over to the document camera. Now's the time that if you do have your Jaguar printed out, now's the time to get that. If you don't have it printed out, no problem. Just grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'll show you a no worry, no sweat way that you can get your Jaguar created. All right. So let me swap my camera. All right, there we go. So you see, I have Sloth's paw on the way, Sloth. Okay, so you see I have my printout here. If you have your printout, awesome. I do have some scrap paper here just to cover my area, the printout, or just a plain piece of paper. I have some paper towels just in case things get a little messy. I have my paint. You could use marker if you don't have paint. And then I have my Q-tips. And again, if you don't have Q-tips, your pinky works just as well. And that's where these paper towels come in handy. So I'll give everybody a couple of moments. Maybe get yourself arranged and set up. And then we will get going with the project.
And
I
as a
also have,
reminder, you can draw your own cat too if you didn't have
Yep.
this turnout. As you can see, it seems to be a little easy to kind of do, and you
Yep.
can make your Jaguar any way you want.
yep. So if I were, if I were a camper and I just needed to make a super duper quick Jaguar, I could just use a circle and I could make like a rectangle. It does not have to be perfect. Most art turns out great when it's not perfect anyway. And maybe a couple of rectangles for the feet and a swooshy tail. And then I could get really detailed if I wanted to with some whiskers. All right. So that's your quick draw, no sweat Jaguar if you need it. And then if you have the printout Jaguar, that works too. All right, so I see some kids, we're working along, very good. All right. I know someone said, well, how about if we color in their ears and whatnot? Sure, you could go and use whatever marker you want to and color in their ears and their nose, whatever. But I want to get to the fun part with the paint. So if you have your paint, get that ready. And you're not limited to black spots. Be creative. Maybe you want your Jaguar to be a rainbow Jaguar or a patterned Jaguar, pink, purple, red, blue, whatever. Use your imagination. It's your Jaguar. So I have my paint pot or my paint on a palette, whatever. And I have dipped my Q-tip in and boom. See? And you just keep going. Yeah, maybe you do want to make a pattern that you don't fill in every single one, or maybe you want to fill in every single one. I can alternate on the tail. every other spot. So go ahead. This is your time to create your jaguar. So take about, I guess, 10 minutes or so and work on your jaguar.
And if you're making your own jaguar, once again, you can make it any way you want. You can make your jaguar with big paws, or you can make your jaguar with a big head and a small body. You could do it any way you want. And of course, as you're going along, if you're drawing your jaguar, you could show on camera. But as you're painting, you don't want to hold it up while the paint is still wet, because then paint might get everywhere, and that's no fun. As you can see, Mrs. Alcott is now drawing another cat too, and you can kind of do it the same way she's doing it as well if you want. You follow it any way you want to do it.
Does anyone remember how many fingers, let's say fingers, Inka had on her paw? 4. Okay. Good. Thank you, Carly.
Now, as we're drawing, at the Elmwood Park Zoo, which we're actually going to be at next week, the jaguar's name was Inca. You could give your jaguar a name too. And as you're finished, let's show it up in camera. Let's see how it looks. And you guys can put in chat what you're going to name your jaguar as we finish it up. All right, so we're seeing some names here. It's a half normal, half magical color. Oh, that's awesome. The jaguar is yellow and has normal brown spots, and then he is magical, multicolored. I love it. That is awesome. All right, Gideon, you got Jerry the jaguar. I like it. And Jerry the jaguar looks good. Okay, that's awesome. Who else? What other jaguars do we have in the room? Who else is drawing their jaguar to have a courageous roar? Do jaguars roar? I don't know. Lions roar. Anybody know if jaguars roar?
I think they do.
I think chat knows better than me, and they are correct. Jaguars do not roar. However, fun little fact, jaguars, much like your cat at home, if you have a cat, do purr. All right, so some jaguar names. We got Smiler. We have, let's see, who else did we have? Turquoise. Cheetahs can purr too, absolutely. That's good, All right, let's see how everybody else is doing with their jag. Aubrey says she loves the name Nene. That's a good name for a cat. Let me ask you, we mentioned jaguars, we mentioned cheetahs, we mentioned lions. Does anybody else know any other big cats? William and Isaac named their jaguar Hollow. Leopard, that's a good one. Okay. Any other big cats we could think of? Panther, cougar, tiger, mountain lions, okay. Pizza. Pizza's not a cat. Come on, Carly. All right, how's everybody doing? Does anybody else need any extra time? Okay, a couple people, Abby, Desiree, that's fine. Des said Simba the cat. What kind of cat was Simba in the Lion King? Kind of in the name. Well, good job, guys. And Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, he was a bouncy tiger too. All right, I think we'll just give them 1 or 2 more minutes. Mrs. Alcott, do you have something else that you wanted to do while they are drawing or painting or coloring?
Well, I do have a story to share with our campers while they finish up with their drawing or painting. And then while the paint dries, they can certainly listen to the story. Okay, and Des is going to keep drawing while we're waiting, so no problem. So I'm going to give this screen sharing another go here, and hopefully this time it will work. If not, we have a backup. All right, so here we go. That was let's get moving here. All right. Here we go.
The Umbrella, written by Jan Brett. Hey little Carlos, Jan Brett.
Looks and sounds good.
Oh, the sound stopped for a second there. There we go.
Hey little Carlos, where are you going with that umbrella? Into the cloud forest, Papa, to see what I can see. I'll be spotting a jaguar and a monkey. For sure I'll spy a toucan and a kinkajou. I'll keep my eyes peeled for a shy tapir. Buena suerte, Carlos. Good luck, Papa says. Carlos walks into the cloud forest. How silent it is. The only sound is the drip, drip, drip of drops falling from the tall trees. There's not so much as a tiny tree frog down here, Carlos thinks. I'll have to climb up for a better view. Carlos drops his umbrella and starts up the giant fig tree. Drip, drip, drip. A little puddle appears in the green umbrella. A tiny tree frog leaps down and slips into the water. Hola, Froggy croaks happily. I have this puddle all to myself. He sinks down until only his eyes peep out. Plop! A juicy ripe fig falls smack into the umbrella. Toucan is not far behind. Froggy sees Toucan's sharp beak. Verche, he peeps. Go away! But Toucan is not moving. He's waiting for another fig to fall. High in the tree, a scratching sound starts. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Something is sliding down the tree. It gets louder and louder until thump! Kinkajou tumbles in. Muy grande, Froggy squeaks. You're too big. You can't stay here, Toucan says. But Kinkajou is just getting comfortable. After prowling around all night for food, he's found just the right place to rest. Thump, crash, thump. Baby Tapir blunders into the green umbrella. Blood, blood, he bawls. Mama! No está aquí. She's not here, Froggy shouts, along with hungry Toucan and sleepy Kinkajou. The umbrella's shiny green leaves shiver and shake, but baby Tapir is staying here until his mother comes for him. Swish, swish. A most beautiful bird sails down onto the umbrella handle. Quetzal looks down at Froggy, Toucan, Kinkajou, and baby Tapir, rocking back and forth. Fly away, they call up. But proud Quetzal is too busy arranging his tail plumes to listen to them. Suddenly Frisky Monkey jumps down. He grabs the umbrella, flings it into the river, and jumps aboard. Que pasa? What is happening? Froggy asks as water starts to pour into the umbrella. We will sink for sure, Toucan, Kinkajou, baby Tapir, and Quetzal wail together. That monkey never thinks before he acts. Attention! Who is sitting on me? Froggy cries. Stop poking your beak into me, Kinkajou shouts at Toucan. Blood, bawls baby Tapir. You're getting my feathers all wet, Quetzal squawks at Monkey. Jaguar is cleaning his silky black spots when he hears all the squabbling and looks up. As the umbrella floats by, he pounces in, making it sink even deeper into the water. The animals scramble and squirm out of Jaguar's way. No problema, Froggy squeaks in Jaguar's ear. Be our guest, the animals cry. Just don't eat us up is what they think to themselves. Hummingbird flashes by, smaller than small. He sees the big green umbrella handle sticking up, just the place for a hummingbird to stop for a little rest. As he's about to land, they all start shouting. No room, Big Boy Jaguar snarls. Move on, Monkey hollers. Find another place, Quetzal sings out. We got here first, Kinkajou growls. Stay away, Toucan screeches. Blood, bawls baby Tapir. Adios, goodbye, Froggy peeps. But Hummingbird lands anyway. Splash! The umbrella tumbles over and everyone falls out. Jaguar, Quetzal, baby Tapir, Kinkajou, Toucan, Monkey, and Froggy all clamber up the bank as the umbrella pops to the surface and drifts back to shore. Up in the giant fig tree, Carlos looks out at the sea of green. No animals today, he sighs. I wonder where they all are. He climbs down, picks up his umbrella, and walks toward home. The sun shines through the green leaves of the umbrella, and Carlos sees the silhouette of the tiny tree frog. Hey, little froggy, try hitchhiking with me tomorrow, and I'll show you a real adventure. I'm going back to the cloud forest to find a toucan, a kinkajou, maybe even a monkey or a shy tapir. I bet I'll see a jaguar too, and I'm going to find that Quetzal for sure. Carlos props the umbrella outside his door. Drip, drip, drip. Water falls from the roof. A little puddle appears in the green umbrella. Froggy slides down the handle and slips into the water. Hola! Froggy splashes happily. I have this puddle all to myself.
All right. Well, I hope that the illustrations in this story are inspiring to you to maybe do some more art, maybe create some scenery and backgrounds for all of these awesome jaguars that I'm seeing coming through in the chat and up on the screen. So colorful, so beautiful. Everyone is just using their imagination and being so creative. Very good. And I don't know about you, but I think Froggy was having a really good rest of his day. Yes, I see some of us have our frogs and other sort of rainforest animals. Yeah. Yeah, that was a happy ending for Froggy. He got that puddle all to himself. We've been having to use umbrellas quite often these past couple of days, haven't we? Yeah. Wow, Des. So talented. That's really cool. Really cool. All right. And look at that. Super colorful with a purple face. Love it. And we have like a brown camouflage jaguar there. Okay. Blending in to its habitat. Yes. Okay. Anyone else want to either, oh, I see 13 new messages in that chat, 14. All right, let's see. Yes, yes. Why do I have a frog stuffed animal? I have a frog stuffed animal because that frog, it was really a tree frog, not like a swamp frog, right? But I had this frog just to remind us of one of the characters that we heard about and saw in the story. Okay, and yes, I like your jaguars. Thank you for sharing your jaguars. I saw Jovi's purple and yellow jaguar. So neat. Okay. Oh, and someone says that they dance in the rain. You don't use an umbrella, you dance in the rain. Good for you. Good for you. Yes, Tristan and Grayson, that book is like The Mitten. It's by the same author and illustrator, Jan Bratt, who has done The Mitten and The Hat. Okay. Matthew, yes, be our guest, be our guest. Beauty and the Beast. That's right there in the book. Okay. Good job picking up on that. Up, and there's another frog. Hi. Hi, frog buddy. Hi, turtle buddy. Okay. Five new messages. Okay. Okay, Des. Yes, I see. And you have your keychain, your Peppy Le Pew, your skunk buddy. Yeah. All right. So who's working on a background? All right, Spencer, thanks. I like those dots, another camouflage into its habitat. Maybe that's what it reminds me of.
Nice.
Hector and amaryllis, very good. Blue and pink, using those creative minds there. Okay. All right, and Matthew's continuing on with the Be Our Guest. You know those lyrics. All right. Yeah, music is a form of art, right? It's a performing art. And painting and drawing, well, that's a visual art. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and Carly has 2 stuffed frogs. All right. Well, I think it's just about that time to start cleaning up our projects, our workspace, before we take a little break and have our guest speaker for today.